How you doing, everybody? It's your health and fitness specialist, Kelly Brown, and today is the third series of the father and son video that we're putting together. And today's question is, how much do genetics play in bodybuilding? And this is a good question. A lot of times you don't really get a chance to see the person whose genetics or which you come from when you're watching somebody, a character on Instagram or YouTube or something like that. But now you're able to see exactly what I'm the product of. So this time it's going to be great for you to hear the role that genetics played, and you get a chance to see me, which is the result of someone's genetics. All right, so
yes,
what role do genetics play in bodybuilding? Do you think they're that important? Do you think that genetics limit you from being able to grow, or don't limit you from being able to grow? Or how important are, or how insignificant rather, are they?
Okay, let me start by saying this. I love our genetics, okay? My genetics came from my grandmother, believe it or not. My grandmother, she was ultra lean with these huge shoulder caps, and she had biceps, and she was so skinny with these big shoulders and biceps. And she didn't like the way she looked. She was ashamed because she had a figure like that of an action hero, okay? And I used to beg Grandma, please, make a muscle. She'd say, no, get out of here. And I would say, pretty please. And she would flex, she would do a double biceps pose, okay? And she had striations everywhere. So passing that on to me, I was happy. Hey, thanks, Grandma. And I passed it on to my son.
Right.
I love the role genetics play. However, genetics can also be overcome to a large degree with a lot of work, a lot of dedication. Okay, if your genetics have you normally holding a lot of weight, you have to work twice as hard as the next person who doesn't have that problem. Okay, there's no excuses. The only excuses, the only thing holding you back, it's not your genetics, it's you and your schedule or your desire to get there.
Right. Makes sense. So you'd have to just work out for what your genetics give you, pretty much.
Yes.
You gotta play the cards that she dealt.
Some people have genetically great, huge calves. I hate those people.
Right.
Okay? They do nothing.
Right.
And their calves are like mangoes.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Double mangoes on each side. Right. And they're like, I'm like, what do you do for those? Oh, nothing.
Right. And just walk.
Exactly. But genetics play a good role, but they shouldn't be your excuse to work out or not to work out. You have to do the work.
That makes sense. Okay, so is there, with genetics being a factor, is there a natural limit to, let's say, how big you can get? We know, everybody can, well, unless you're like an endomorph, it's going to be hard for you to get real small, which is realistic. But is there some type of cap to how big you can grow if you're genetically limited, or does that boil down into just lifting and supplements, or do you kind of just kick genetics to the side and say, let me not focus on trying to look like something else, but just be the best version of myself?
So scientifically speaking, there is something known as myostatin. It's going to limit how big any one of us can grow, period, naturally. Artificially, probably no limits. But yes, there is a limit, thankfully, that we can still walk through our own doors. All right. Now, as far as someone who wants to put on size, they're going to have to do the work to put on the size. They're going to have to use the heavy weights. They're going to have to eat more. Eat more.
Yeah, I know.
Eat more.
I'm working on it.
Okay?
It's coming.
And then they're going to have to rest. All right? That's 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Okay? Then they have to decrease their stress levels, which is very important. If you're in a stressful situation, okay, you're going to have to manage that. You might have to get out of that situation as quick as possible, all right, in order to grow, because cortisol attacks testosterone, and it keeps you from growing. It keeps you from progressing, All right, it is a killer, but we need it because we need that fight or flight, and that plays a role in our survival. But we have to know when to turn it off. But we do need to grow, and I don't know what I'm saying now because I got lost in my thoughts.
It's okay. Okay, well, stay tuned for the next video, and thanks for watching.